One, two. Thinking that they fat when they wasn't. Welcome. Song. What? Do it. Mackin. 1, 2.
It's showtime!
All right. What's going on, Empire? What's going on, fellow faithfuls? You know, if you find yourself here, yes, you are. Yes, you are officially rocking out with the Real Talk Niner Talk crew. All right. And, oops. I'm sorry, guys. With that being said, we're going to get into the agenda. All right. Welcome to the quarterback carousel. Yes, we're going to break down each quarterback and give our opinion, on who we think should be QB1. I know everybody's pushing for Brock, and so are we, but our guy is Trey. But at the end of the day, we're not hating on Brock either, Like I said, we're going to break each quarterback down and, get into it from there. But we do have a question. Could Brock be returning too soon? Then we hear there's rumors that he may not play next season. So we don't, this offseason is crazy. It's wacky. We don't know, we don't know where they're going with things, And last but not least, can our brother Trey catch a break? I mean, this fan base has been really hard on the kid, man. And I've heard he's a bust. And like I say, how could a kid 20 years old with 4 games under his belt be a bust? Sounds pretty ridiculous to me. Mm-hmm. But, we're going to get on and do what we do. Yes. So without any further ado, time to introduce the crew. Hey, Real Talk, Niner Talk. All right. From the west side, the best side. We're going to give it up to not just any old cousin, but our first cousin. Give it up, y'all, for Super Dave, the OG. Yes, sir. Sir. And yes, from the Southwest. Let's give it up for our little brother. Now, some say he's controversial, but I say the dude just got a whole lot of passion. Let's give it up for our brother, your brother, King Sersky, a.k.a. Dollar Bill. Well.
Yes, sir.
All right. And last but damn sure not least, from the Rotten Apple, New York City, it is I, your host, the one and only Niner Styles. Give it up for me, y'all. Hey. Yes, sir. And we are the Real Talk Niner Talk crew. So y'all know how we do. Ooh, sorry, the buttons all over the place today, man. Before we get started, time to stamp it. Where we at? Time.
Welcome to the home of that official realness. Let's get it in with Real Talk, Niner Talk.
All right. Yes, sir. And we're back.
Yes, sir.
And we're back, and we're going to smooth it on out. Y'all know how we do around this time. We make our go rounds, and, we care about each other. We're a crew here. We're real brothers, just so y'all know. Even though we spread out all across the country, we're real brothers. We do get together, and, like we always start every show off. How was everybody's day? All right, we're going to start it off at the bottom with our brother from the Southwest. King Sersky, how was your day, brother?
Oh, everything was good, man. Copacetic, laid back day. I'm at work right now, but
Right on.
It's a slow day. Hopefully, it's like that all night. But it is what it is, man. Ain't no worries around here,
Nice.
All right, right on. So let's take it back on up to the west side, the best side. Super Dave, the old Jizzy. How was your day, brother?
Yeah, it was good. trying to get through this schizo weather. You know, it's sunny for 4 days and then turns into 40 degrees for 3 days,
Right.
and then we're right back at sun. So just trying to get used to it. Spring is here, so let the weather commence.
I can dig it, man. I can dig it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, guys, we're here. And y'all know the deal with the offseason, man. Y'all know how crazy it gets. And we're discussing this quarterback carousel. You know,
Just when you thought it couldn't get any weirder, it does today.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's just we don't know where to go with it. I mean, I just think it's crazy that we got elements of this fan base who actually think Sam Darnold should be starter QB1 week 1. I think that's crazy. That's asinine as hell to me.
It's funny. It's funny that the fan base was cooking Darnold, bashing him for how garbage he was when he was in New York and Carolina. Now that he's with us, the same people now saying that he's a great fit for Kyle's system. He can be a week 1 starter. What's wrong with these people, man? Like, it's crazy.
Man, they're bugging, man. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Sam Darnold. Now we just got rid of Jimmy G. We just got rid of a turnover machine. We really talking Sam Darnold.
Unfortunately, yes, we're really talking about Sam Darnold because as bad as it is, he's the only healthy quarterback on the roster.
Right.
And that's saying a lot.
Yeah, that ain't saying too much.
You know what you think is healthy. I don't think a turnover machine is healthy for the team, but go figure.
Right. Yeah, man. So like I said, we got a lot to, consider. We got the draft coming up, and just so you know, we have our draft show coming up, our draft preview, our Niner draft preview. We got a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of talent out there.
There is talent out there, but overall, I think this is one of the weaker drafts of the past.
It actually is. It actually is. It's so bad that when we were putting, when I was putting together the content for the show, you couldn't find a lot of footage on certain guys.
No.
There's a lot of footage out there. So that says a lot.
It does.
That says a whole lot, So we got wow, we loaded in the comments, man. Y'all know the deal over there. Y'all know, wipe your feet at the door.
Yes, indeed.
Will Smith that like button. Don't just hit it, smack it. Don't just press it. Will Smith that like button for us, man. We'll give you an example.
And I see Her Highness is already here.
Yes. And we're going to get it out the way. You guys know, no broadcast, and I mean no broadcast is ever official without the queen.
She's your queen to be, a queen to be forever.
Yes, sir. Let's give it up, y'all, for Panama Queen.
And for those of y'all keeping score, it's now 1-1. Don wins by default this week.
Yeah, I win by default. I definitely win by default. It's not my fault. Jew wasn't in the building.
And Jew's working, so
yeah, working. Running late. What have you?
Also, Kev's going to be coming in a little later. He had a scheduled ACL procedure, not procedure, but appointment there. So he'll be rolling in as the show continues.
Oh, definitely. You know the deal. All right, we got Dollar here. But yeah, man. So like I said, we got a lot to look forward to. We got a lot to uncover. With today's topic. This is a loaded topic, man. This quarterback carousel is crazy. I mean, it seems like ever since the what was that 2021?
Yes,
the 2021 draft. It's just been constant drama, with this quarterback situation. And like I say, I hate the fact that Trey has been devalued, and I blame the organization partly for that, for a good chunk of that. For not showing faith in him from the door. Now we know there's some other things that there's some other factors that kick in with Trey that, what, I'm not even going to get into. I'm not even going to totally discuss or start ranting about today. I've done enough of that all week on Facebook and
I've
Twitter.
seen you go hard on that.
Yeah, because I mean, when is somebody going to speak up and tell the truth? And call a spade a spade.
Man, I don't think Trey ain't getting traded, man. Like,
no, we can't afford to trade him.
Anybody with common sense know. I mean, look, man, you got a lot of clickbait warriors out there. Even Ian Rappaport, he's a clickbait warrior.
Right.
Jack Hammer, he's a clickbait warrior. Right. Larry Kruger, he's a clickbait warrior. I mean, all
these guys are ridiculous.
Larry Kruger really disappointed me.
Yeah, I mean, all of these guys are clickbait warriors. The reason why this report is being put out is because everybody knows that the top 5 teams in the NFL draft is getting a quarterback. So now you have other teams that don't have the assets to trade up to get in that position. So what do? You call around the other teams to see if you can get a young quarterback yourself that's already on the NFL roster to see if you can get them.
Right.
And that's what they're doing with the 49ers. You got teams that don't have assets to trade up. So what they're doing is, okay, well, let me call the 49ers. They got a kid in Trey Lance who's 22 years old. We're looking for a young quarterback. So let's call the 49ers and check the status of it. And that's what the Ian Rappaport news is all about. That's all it is, man. You're not doing that. You mean to tell me that you're gonna give up all those assets to get Trey, and then Brock Purdy gets hurt, and you don't know the timetable of Brock.
Right.
You don't know the timetable of Brock Purdy, right, when he getting back. And then, so what you gonna do? Go out there with Sam Darnold? Now everybody was killing Sam Darnold when he was on those other 2 teams, but now that he's here, everybody thinking now that he's the same guy. You remember that saying that you could take a kid out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the kid. It's just like that with Sam Darnold. You could take Sam Darnold off another team, but you can't take Sam Darnold out of Sam Darnold. He's that guy. He's
what he is,
good.
man.
He's not good.
No, not at all.
He's the same quarterback he was in college. He wasn't that good then.
Right. And everybody's saying, well, Sam Darnold didn't have these pieces in New York. He didn't have these pieces in Carolina. But the thing is, I mean, it's true. Hello?
Hello, sister.
Okay, brother.
He didn't have those pieces in Carolina.
Yeah, do we give him a pass with that? Yes, the Jets are a horrible organization. I mean, don't get me wrong. You got solid and he's turning it around. But at the time Darnold was there, they were horrible.
All those people didn't just drop passes or fumble balls. He contributed to a lot of that.
Yeah, some of that was strictly him. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Now you got to add Mike Florio of PFF/NBC Sports to the mix, throwing that Kirk Cousins rumor once again.
Yeah, but Florio, he's always, that dude is always talking nonsense.
They're saying we're going to trade him, trade to Minnesota to get Cousins, or they're going to keep Cousins. He's going to be there for a year because Kirk's getting old. Getting a first rounder, which is 24th, a third rounder this year, and a second rounder next year.
Right.
Well, if your thing is to get a quarterback's not going to be available with the 24th pick in the draft.
No.
So that already is fault. Number 2, again, Sam Darnold would be the starter. And I'm not comfortable with Sam Darnold being the starter.
Not at all.
I believe that Larry Kruger guy saying if he gets a fair shot, he's going to be the starting quarterback. What planet were you on for the past 5 years? There is no way in the hell that Sam Darnold beats Trey Lance even with Trey Lance with his left hand. Sam Darnold doesn't beat him out for that starting job.
No, not at all.
My bad, man. I was at the bottom of the list. I didn't know I had to call that fast, but yeah, okay, man. Brother. But I mean, look. Everybody says, well, you could play for Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan can, make this quarterback good or make this quarterback good. I get that, and that has been documented and true. But Sam Darnold is a horrible decision maker. He's not a good decision maker, and you got to be a good decision maker when for playing Kyle Shanahan. And Sam Darnold doesn't have it, man. 90 turnovers in 56 games. Like, I mean, bro, I'm not a fan of that. I'm just not a fan of that. And Trey Lance is already light years ahead of Sam Darnold learning his system. Even though Lance been here for only 3 seasons, he knows the system. It only took him 2 weeks to learn the system. And Sam Darnold is coming into the league, is coming to the team right now, still learning the system. And then on top of that, Trey Lance knows his defense. You think Sam Darnold's going to go out there and torch this defense? No, he's not. He just don't. He don't have that it factor. I mean,
maybe he catches them on Madden. That's about it.
That's about it. I understand that Kyle is a big fan of him. I understand Kyle did wanted him when they was doing the quarterback search to replace Jimmy Garoppolo. He was one of those guys in the news that stated that the Niners was looking into, besides the Stafford and Watson and Brady deal. But I mean, Sam Darnold is garbage, man. I'm sorry, man. Like if you want to let go of Trey and have Sam Darnold the week 1 starter until Purdy come back, well, good luck, because I'm not going to be a fan of that. And to be honest with you, if Sam Darnold comes in and he stinks up the joint and we lose the first 3 games, I'm not going to be upset. I'm going to laugh because X is going to be on all the fans, part of the fans that wanted Trey gone, and it's going to be eggs on Kyle and John face.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be real bad if Trey Lance goes to another team and balls out. I mean, right now we're talking about organizational malpractice right now. Like, this is not supposed to happen. Like, this should have been done when Trey Lance was drafted. When Trey Lance was drafted, you should have been got rid of Jimmy Garoppolo. You should have had the kid learning the system, up and running, getting his reps, and getting him ready for the future. But they decided not to do that. So now that they decided not to do that, now you had this whole debacle. And it's on the organization. It's not, none of this is Trey's fault. It's the organization's fault. So
Sam Darnold is a backup / number 3 quarterback at this time in his career.
Exactly.
There's not enough on the resume that could convince me that he could start for any team. If he were a starter, Carolina would have kept him. They wouldn't be going after a rookie quarterback who start all the way over. That should tell you about Sam Darnold, that they would rather start over than to keep this guy.
But I mean, like, when did all of a sudden Sam Darnold get all this cachet, all this value? Sam Darnold, he never had a chance. We can turn him around.
Because he's cheap now and he's affordable. That's the only thing.
Very true. Very true. Very true. I'm tired of the Sam Darnold talk. I'm tired of everybody, shitting on Trey, not giving him a chance. I mean, give the boy an opportunity, man. You don't know what you have. You could possibly have a great one.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not gonna say it on here, but we all know some of it is crazy. You know what I'm saying. You see what I'm doing. But my arm was itching, but y'all caught that. Man, that's what it is, man. I mean, you got some people that just don't want that type of quarterback playing for this organization, and I mean, I could be wrong, but most of this fan base is a minority fan base. I mean, and
you got listen. I'm not gonna lie. We got some you got some minorities that don't feel Trey like that either. They believe in the hype, but like I said, I've been seeing some really, really nasty things over the week that was posted about this brother, and I don't get it. And it's beyond football. Just so people know, it's beyond football. It's
crazy, man. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if they move on for Trey, then it is what it is. You just better hope and pray it don't backfire, because if it backfires,
oh man, you talking about jobs being immediately.
And we have a Cinderella story in Brock Purdy, and Brock Purdy is not that guy who we saw last year. Oh man,
listen, man,
it's gonna be.
Ooh, I ain't knocking
Brock.
Can't explain it. I ain't knocking Brock, but listen, for all we know, what if he turns out to be a fucking another Nick Foles? Remember, man. Nick Foles was doing his thing, but what happened? The league catches up to you, man. We know this.
Exactly.
The league catches up with you.
It does.
These guys don't sit around in the off season and go on vacation. No, they're studying film. They're watching your habits. They're gonna watch Brock. They're gonna. These DCs are gonna break him apart, man. They're gonna break his whole game down.
9 games of tape now.
Now
got
don't
eight,
get me
eight games of tape now.
Now don't get me wrong. I love Brock Purdy.
Me too.
My opinion, Brock Purdy is a way better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo. But my only thing with Brock Purdy is I just want to see if he's back and they insert him back as the starting quarterback. What I want to see is, can he be consistent? Can he be that same guy that he was last year? Now that defenses know him, since defenses know him, I want to see, can he still, tear defenses up. Now if he does that, then I'm convinced. That he's that dude. He's that dude because defenses study him and he's still out there tearing shit up. But if he's not, then I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna say I told you so. So until then, that's just how I feel about it. But all in all,
I'm with you 110%. And with that, let's give that brother a round of applause.
Yes.
I'm with you 200% on that. He has to show that he can sustain when the kitchen get hot.
Mm-hmm.
We saw a little something against Philly, and not for nothing. They got to him one time, and you see where he at. Now he's got to expect a lot more. The guys, these defenses are going to get to him. I'm sorry, they're going to get to him. He's got to be able to sustain, take them hits, and all that. And I'm looking at it in the reverse. He got his opportunity because Trey got hurt. Now Trey's going to get his opportunity because he's hurt.
And again, he even said he's not even sure he's going to come back this season.
Well, he's smart because if he gets hurt again, he could be out of the league.
Which led me to believe that he should have gotten the Tommy John surgery to assure that he recovered for the entire season and come back fully developed for the 23-24 season.
Right. We got Boss in the building.
Yes.
I like Boss's I'm sorry, Mr. G. Boss. We're gonna see how the fans feel when the defense start catching those picks they dropped.
That's true. That's true. There was a lot of balls that Brock Purdy threw
that were dropped.
That were dropped. A lot of INTs. It was a lot. I'm not going to even over exaggerate. I'm going to be real about it. I think it was about six or seven. It was 6 or 7 balls that was potential INTs that Brock Purdy threw, but they was all dropped. I feel about 6 or 7.
Yeah.
We can't say that about the former number 10.
I feel he got away with it. You're right. You're absolutely right. Well, we got Mr. G. This is my guy here, Mr. G.
All the time.
How many players in sports have you seen ball out one year and struggle the next? Like every Kung Fu master says, when you're successful, again.
Yes.
Well, you know what? Yeah, G. Actually, he had a good point on Twitter earlier in the week, and I want to thank you for that, brother. He made a good point of how in every sport, once you have success in the beginning, everybody's gonna follow you. Kind of alluding to what he's saying here. Kind of the same thing, There's semantics, but he's pretty much saying the same thing. And like we say, you were 1 year. This shit changes year to year. And we saw that in 2019. We saw what happened in 2020. A barrage of injuries, just COVID. Things happen, man. This shit changes. I thought, I'm sure we all thought we're going to go right back.
Well, they don't call the sophomore jinx for nothing.
Right. Yeah, basically, this could be a potential, history repeating itself. That could be a potential scenario because you got to remember when Jimmy came, we won those last 5 games. Everybody was up in awe, and everybody was like, "Oh man, we done found a guy. This is our guy." And then look what happened. He's a guy that performed well in the regular season, but was awful in the postseason. So now Brock comes along. We win 8 games to go to the NFC Championship game. Fan base up in awe. Oh, we got somebody here. Get rid of Trey Lance. We got our franchise quarterback right here. That's Brock Purdy. And now going into the next season, if he plays, and he turns out to be in that same situation that Jimmy was in, talent-wise, it's going to be nothing but history repeating itself all over again.
Yeah. Like we say.
And that's if he gets to play.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. For all we know, like I said, we could be ending up, we could end up with another damn, Nick Foles.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. We don't know what Brock gonna come back, and why is it assumed that he's not gonna be rusty when he come back? That he just gonna come back and pick right up where he left off? Why?
Exactly. No off
I don't get it.
season, no OTAs, no off season, no. I mean, no training camp, none of that. And you expect Brock Purdy to come out there week 1 with no OTAs, no training camp, and just come out there and just start slinging it? Like,
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it don't work like that, man. G's back and he says, I told you on Twitter where the starter goes down and the backup performs well, there's a camp battle the following season. Why is Brock anointed?
We talked about that. We talked about that last season. We were looking forward to a camp battle, but that injury against Philly complicated things.
Big time. Philly threw a monkey wrench in the plan. And, you know, like I said, there's still things, you know, like you say, he's being anointed, but there's still a lot that Brock has to learn. Like I told you guys, man, I feel he dances. And don't get me wrong, he's played great ball. I'm not knocking him, but there's room for criticism. I feel he dances too much in the pocket.
Agreed.
Dances too much in the pocket, and sometimes he looks for the big play instead of taking what's in front of him. There's times he can scramble for 5 or 10 yards, 10, 12 yards. You know?
Brock,
he don't use his legs.
You talking about Brock?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brock, yeah. And then on top of that,
he can take off and get out of there. He don't. He sits in the pocket looking for the big shot. That's how he got caught.
Right. And then on top of that, when you see Brock Purdy escape the pocket when pressure is coming, he goes backwards. When you see Trey Lance do it, he steps up. He still goes through his progressions. Brock Purdy, he scrambles backwards. That's something that you just cannot do. That's something that Brock Purdy worked on.
You've seen a couple of times it worked. It worked against him where we had plays for losses.
Right.
Yeah. Now let me be fair. There are times when Brock did step up. He did step up at times when pressure was coming. But most of the time he was always running backwards, and that's something you can't do. That Patrick Mahomes does that sometimes, but I mean, I can't really speak on Patrick Mahomes because Patrick Mahomes can do it and still
he's got that arm.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole different player.
Well, for one, Patrick Mahomes has better arm talent. Like I said, Trey has better arm talent than this kid. So if Trey was the backup, Trey could throw across his body. You know, he can throw. He can with power and precision. Brock can't do that. I think he got away with a lot of that shit in college, and now he's trying to do it in the NFL, and it's not working. It's not the same. Everybody's good in the NFL. You got the best of the best at every position.
Right.
You ain't getting away with that shit.
Everybody's faster in the NFL.
Yeah.
Now that Purdy had his surgery, they say that once you get these type of surgeries, when it heals, the arm gets stronger. So maybe he'll have a stronger arm.
Well, that's what the Tommy John. He didn't get the Tommy John.
Oh, okay.
He got that other corrective surgery, the ligament replacement or something like that. Yeah, I don't know the medical jargon for it, but
you're right.
Yeah, remember with Tommy John, he would have had to sit out a year. He didn't want to sit out the year.
He would have been.
Which is why he opted out for the other surgery, which is going to prepare his arm, but it won't. The benefits of that he would have gotten out of the Tommy John. And see, my thing is this: by him taking the lesser surgery, if he gets hurt again, he could be out of the league. He hurt that elbow again. He could possibly be done for. So I mean, it's a hell of a risk he's taking. He's betting on himself. You know, like I say, I got nothing against Brock. I just don't think he put himself in an advantageous position.
And we hope it heals in time for camp. That's an if.
Now I really believe the organization is going to rush him back, but it's at the end of the day, Brock has to look out for himself.
Look out for himself.
You gotta look out for yourself, man, because these are one of these injuries that can be career ending. So,
but a lot of these guys say that the organization is good for that, rushing you back. I know Mostert was complaining about that. I hear that's part of the reason why this guy mostly got up out of here.
Right.
You know, like it's been put out there, and these guys have to, you know, like you said, they have to take care of their bodies. You know. Let me see. We got Denise G in the place to be. Denise says, people better remember what happened. We paid Jimmy after 5 games, and then look at what happened. Yeah, well, that's another thing. Getting back to the organization, we have a bad habit of, falling for fool's gold. It happened with Jimmy. It happened with D Ford, and nobody took us like the bank like D Ford. What did we coin him on this show? Our resident bank robber.
Yep.
He was our resident bank robber. Nobody robbed us. Nobody raped this organization like D Ford.
Every time I see a Ford card on the road, I think of how he robbed us.
Yeah, I mean, never played, man. We saw very little of that guy. After 2019, we saw Very little, if any, of him.
Although, to be fair, Jimmy was coming off a rookie contract when we had to pay him. Brock, no such luck. He's trapped for another 2 to 3 years
before we have to pay him. I get it. Well, I mean, we still got a year or two left on Trey,
at least.
Yeah, before we have to pay him. So I mean, we're not. We got to benefit. From having these guys too. I mean, you don't trade Trey is cheap right now. He's young and he's cheap.
Yeah. All three of them are bargain basement right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Sam Darnold, rightfully so. I mean, that's the next Joe Montana, baby. Sam Darnold. Save the day. We going to the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold. Like, how the fuck can you say we got to win now mode and we going with Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold, man. Like
Sam Darnold is like the thing you look for in the 99-cent store, and you don't want to check the expiration date because you know it's bad.
Man, you gotta have so much hate for Trey Lance to put in your heart that you believe Sam Darnold is that guy, man. Come on,
this
man.
Is why I say
that ain't no
it's got to be other things.
It's got to be.
We can't be talking football and talking Sam Darnold over Trey Lance. I just don't get it.
If you gotta hate Trey that much to shed light on Sam Darnold, a guy who has 90 turnovers in 56 games, like, man, come on, man, get the hate out your heart, man.
We could be wrong, but I highly doubt it.
It could be drugs.
Something.
I think it's drugs.
This shit don't make no sense.
It's crazy, man. Like, I don't get it. Like, Sam Darnold was never talked about this good from any fan base.
Anybody.
Came
all of
here.
a sudden, like I say, all this cachet all of a sudden. Sam Darnold's we're gonna win now mode. We're gonna go with Sam Darnold.
It's crazy.
It's funny. I work with a Jets fan, quite a few, here in New York, and I said, well, tonight, I told them, they follow the podcast. They don't comment much, but they watch it, and support us. And when I told my boy Howard, I said, listen, man, we got people in this fan base who actually think we should go week 1 with Sam Darnold over Trey Lance. And right away, and now mind you, this is a white guy. He looked right at us and said, that's racist. There's something racist. He looked at me and said it. He shook his head. Couldn't believe it. The Jet fans, you go to a Jet fan and tell a Jet fan, yeah, we're going with Sam Darnold. We're going to the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold, and watch the look you get. Just watch the reaction you get. I've watched this guy here. I've seen him. He is not the guy.
No.
Now, granted, he's better than Josh Johnson. We would have had a better chance with him than Josh Johnson, of course. But
Josh Johnson was just old. I think if you compared them at the same time in college, Johnson actually had more talent than Sam Darnold does. He just played at a smaller college.
Right. Well, he wasn't ready for. He didn't ready for that championship game. We were done.
We got a question from Willie Rodriguez. He asked,
"Okay,
do we have the money if we trade Lance for Cousins to pay Cousins?" No,
that's what I'm saying. Like, we're gonna trade him and to pay these guys. All these guys want the bag. We don't have the money.
And we still have to pay Bosa, who's going to get upwards of $35 million per season.
Well, Bosa, I got to lie, man. Bosa playing that shit so smooth. But Bosa know he getting his money. He ain't saying a word. He ain't saying.
He doesn't have to.
No, he don't. And I'm gonna tell you something else about Bosa. His daddy don't play. His daddy will pull that shit, sit him out in a minute.
Oh yes, he will.
His daddy
immediately.
And I always tell the story here on the show, man. When he got hurt last year in the NFC Championship game. Remember, toward the end of the game, he got hurt. They pulled him off to the side. And he's sitting in the tunnel, hugging Kyle and them and the team as they're walking in. He let them know, don't worry about it. He'll be out there next week. His father, don't worry about it. He little big. He'll be out there next week. So that family don't play. So trust me, Bosa's going to get his money. Kyle and them do not want to fuck with that dude because he will pull his son in a minute. You saw what he did with the brother out there in San Diego. You saw what he did with him.
Yes.
He'll pull his kids in a minute, So could you imagine him at the Pop Warner level when they were kids? Forget about it. Could you imagine?
Did you hear that their grandfather was a known Chicago mob boss? So
I didn't hear that, but I could believe it.
Yeah, I heard that last week. They are grandsons of a mob boss in Chicago. So that's embedded in them.
Yeah, but trading him for Cousins, that would just be bad business all the way around. That would be bad business. And it annoyed me to hear the Cousins' name was even like, in the rumblings. Like, come on, get. I'm tired of Cousins. I'm tired of that whole scenario. I'm tired of it.
The Vikings are tired of Cousins, which is why they're entertaining this rumor.
Well, I can't blame the Vikings, but listen, man, that's like a used car. That's somebody else's problem. We don't want that.
Nope.
That's what comes to mind when you think Cousins. Kyle, why? Why, Kyle? Good why can't you get up to your man crush with this guy? Okay, you drafted him. He had decent success in Washington. That's it. It's over. It's over. The league has changed in those few years. He's not a quarterback of the future. This league is constantly progressing, man. We can't go backwards with these Phil Simms type quarterbacks. You have to be athletic or you have to be damn accurate. One of the
He's accurate for about a half, but that second half,
forget it. Well, let's get into Boss's comment here. Boss says, I believe this organization is just feeding us soup, telling us it's caviar just to have us entertained till the draft. Yeah, they could be.
I buy that.
They could be pissing on our head and telling us it's raining. They could be. Well, they're not. Nobody trusts anything. You never know nobody trusts anything John Lynch says.
No.
I don't give a fuck what that dude say. I don't trust nothing to come out of John Lynch's mouth.
Yeah,
how you know he's lying? Because he's talking. His mouth is moving.
He lost that Lynch, right when 99 was gone.
John Lynch. I'm not a huge fan of John Lynch.
Me neither.
Adam Peters is the one that we need for the long haul.
We need to get in that position, right? Yeah. And then he has the balls to make the moves, man, to get the guys we need. He's gonna get the guys in there we need. He's not gonna play games.
And shout out to Adam Peters, who turned down the Houston job.
Yes, he did.
To stay on with us. So there's got to be a guarantee he's going to be taking over the position.
Well, let's give it up for Adam Peters, y'all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So y'all know what time it is, man. It's that my favorite part of the show, man. We in here and we loaded. So let's get the people what they want, man. The real talkers are in the building. And
yes, sir.
We definitely want to give them their flowers, man. Definitely want to give them their flowers and show them how much we appreciate them. So, real talkers and all our supporters, let's get into the roll call. Hey, Real Talk, Niner Talk. Say what? Say what? It's the roll call. It's the roll call. All right. Well, first on the agenda. First on the list, we got Mr. G 4900. Give it up for Mr. G, y'all. Hey.
Sure.
All right. Next up on the roster, we got 49ers Daddy. Give it up for 49er Daddy, y'all. Yes, sir.
That's good.
Whoa, it's my man, my mellow. Get on the mic because you know you eat jello. The vice president of the Real Talkers. Give it up for Darryl Showtime Hicks. Give it up for Darryl, y'all.
Indeed.
Whoa, and we got Big B in the building, Boss. I love the way he spelled his name. I've never seen it spelled like this. Very ebonically creative. I'm gonna give you that, brother.
All right,
let's give it up, y'all, once again for Boss. All right. And a place to be, we got MC. Give it up, y'all, for Mark Cisneros. Give it up for Mark, y'all. Also in a place to be, our homie, brother from another, BC. Give it up, y'all, for the one and only Bryant Colt. Give it up for Bryant.
What's up,
y'all.
Bryant?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey. All right, give it up for Double R, Willie Rodriguez. Give it up for Willie Rodriguez, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Where they at? Oh, we're in here deep tonight. Oh, Willie had another question. All right, y'all. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. It's the one and only, y'all. Our girl, our sister from another mister. Give it up for Denise G in the place to be. Give it up for Denise, y'all.
What's up, Denise?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, hip hop and you don't stop. Let's give it up for our brother, Bebop. Bebop
Bebop.
Jones. Give it up for
Yes.
Bebop Jones, y'all. All right, we got our brother from the dirty South, dirty South, dirtier than Jew. Give it up, y'all, for Eminem, also known as Memphis, Maine, Maine. Give it up for Memphis,
What's good,
Maine,
Mine?
y'all.
What up, Mine?
Hey,
What up, man?
all right, we got our other brother here, 49ers Chanel. Give it up for 49ers Chanel, y'all.
All right.
Right, all right.
All right. Make sure you get Melissa.
Oh, our number one. Give it up, y'all, for our sister from another, Mister. One of our favorite supporters. Give it up, y'all, for Melissa, a sister from another Mister. Give it up for Melissa.
That's good.
Hey, Melissa, you got to give me the information on your show. Be advised, she's doing content creating now.
Oh,
But I don't
nice.
have the information on the show, so make sure you drop that off with us. I definitely want to check you out. Come and give you some support.
Yes.
You know. Hey.
We get no borders. They were in here earlier.
Give it up for no BS, y'all. And they ain't the BS you think. Give it up for no border sports. Give it up for no border. Hey.
Yes.
Where we at? Where we at?
The first one in the building covering for his dad. Little
Who's
Jew
that?
is in there.
All right, y'all. Let's give it up. First in the building. Let's give it up, y'all, for JJ and K Squad 2.0, aka Little Jew. Give it up for Little Jew, y'all. All right, all right, all right. Once again, let's give it up for the real talkers.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, guys. So let's get back in. Let's get back into it. Let's get back into it. I got some open discussion we can get into.
All right.
You know, so let me know when y'all ready. Let's do it. You know what, man? I ain't even mad at Trey. I'm not mad.
You know what?
I'm not gonna lie. I
that,
could be
I
capping
like
here.
that
I don't
look
know if
on
this is.
him. Better.
I don't. I don't. I don't know if this is real or not. I could be capping. I don't know if it's real, but it was some
Hey,
funny
it
shit.
still looks better than that other
Yeah,
photo.
man. Like I said, if he actually did cut his head and go bald, I understand.
Mhm. Right.
George Jefferson, that Sherman Hemsley shit was not happening. That shit was not the move, homeboy.
Wow.
So, you know, we definitely had to do what we had to do in regards to
Right.
that. You know. But where we at? Got another bit of information. We got Kyle. Kyle. He says the 49ers are a dream for any quarterback. Well, not Kyle. This is as per NFL ESPN's Bill Barnwell. The 49ers are a dream for any quarterback, given Shanahan's game calling ability and the variety of playmakers available. All right, all right, all right. I like that.
I think it's a part true, part false. I think somebody like Kirk Cousins or a Aaron Rodgers type of veteran quarterback,
Right.
they would challenge him. So I don't see that as a dream job. It's a dream scenario with the team, but as far as play calling, there would be conflict. I feel.
I like I said, at the end of the day, I think it's a good scenario for pretty much any quarterback to walk into. What I just don't understand, like I said, once again, getting back to Trey and Brock, why the fan base don't feel that Trey can do the same thing Brock did.
Because they're left with that. They're left with the Arizona game. They're left with the Chicago game. Those were two negatives.
Okay, but if we look,
whereas Brock has had a successful string, hate it or love it.
Brock was also schemed differently.
Oh, he definitely was.
Brock wasn't ran. He didn't run quarterback power 10 times with Brock. He wasn't running Brock in between the tackles.
Right, and they'll never call that for him.
This is what I'm saying. Not just that. Brock also didn't have all the weapons that this guy had. And, granted, he did against Chicago, but in Chicago, a lot of that stuff wasn't on Trey. Trey didn't throw an interception until the monsoon started in the second half. If you look prior to that, Debo fumbled the ball on our first drive. And those turnovers are momentum killers. I think Gibson dropped a couple of interceptions, had an interception or two.
Right.
We had some blown plays on defense. So there's a lot of context to go into that to say, okay, well, he lost. Nah, we can't go out like that, fellas. We can't go out like that.
No, and then on top of that, we had over 100 yards worth of penalties. You can't win that way.
Right.
Definitely undisciplined.
And unfortunately, like I said, it was a fucking monsoon. What could he do about that?
Yeah, I mean, look.
Talk to the man about that.
I mean, it's funny because when the Bears scored, it wasn't raining. But then when it was our time to come back and see if we can make something happen, it was a monsoon.
Raining like hell.
Yeah,
yep.
I don't think any quarterback could have been successful in that monsoon.
Right. Oh, let's give it up for our brothers, S-Dub, Stephen Williams. I miss Stephen, man. What's going on, Stephen?
Yes, sir.
Man?
Whoa, we got Rick Diaz in the place to be. RD, give it up for Rick Diaz.
Okay.
Yo.
Appreciate you guys coming out, rocking out with Real Talk 9 Talk, being part of tonight's heated debate or spirited discussion. So let me see in the Real Talkers. Let me see in the chats. Who do you guys, out of the three, who you guys pulling for?
I'm pulling for all three. I just don't see Darnold.
Who do you want to see? Okay, who do you want to see week 1?
The guy whose jersey I'm wearing.
I want to see Lance. I want to see Lance.
I want to see Lance too, week 1.
Because I don't. I mean, we are. Let's just
move the Brock last season.
Yeah, I mean, let's just move the Brock Purdy situation to the side because we already know he's going to be out. So I want to see Lance because I think he's the better quarterback. I think I believe he's better than Brock. I think he's more athletic than Brock. I think he brings more to the table than Brock. I mean, not knocking Brock. I love Brock, but I mean, looking at the way the league is going, now, in this day of era, I mean,
Brock's style of play ain't gonna last. Like, how do you see Brock in five years?
Man, that's a good question.
Where do we see Brock in 5 years with that style of play? And don't get me wrong, he's gonna get better at certain things, but I think the pocket presence he has to get a lot better. Don't you realize that game against Philly, if he simply stepped up, took one step forward, that doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
One step forward, that doesn't happen. That's how crucial this game is, man. And that's how much on your shit you got to be.
Right.
One step forward, literally one step forward. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, in order for the 49ers to win the Super Bowl, you gotta go against Mahomes, Burrow, and Allen. And if you wanna go toe to toe with them guys, you gotta have a quarterback like Lance. I'm not saying Lance are those guys right now because we know he has to develop. But if you let Trey develop and Trey becomes one of those guys, then hey man, you can it won't be a knife to a gunfight. It'll be a gunfight to a gunfight. It'll be I think we got the defense to stop those guys too, because our defense is not like the Chiefs or the Eagles, because that was shootout, blow after blow, 35 in the fourth quarter. Our defense ain't like that. We ain't giving them no 35 points. But I mean with this defense, this defense could hold Trey down, but I think Trey just brings more to this offense to where we can still sustain the amount of points that we had when Purdy was playing. Because I really believe CMC was part of that. I'm not gonna put all that on Brock. CMC, man. Trey.
A big part of that. Very big part of that.
Trey Lance and CMC, you can still put up 30-some points, maybe 5 or 6 points more. Like, come on, man. Like,
well, I want to add one more element to that. You had Trey, you had Brock, you had CMC, but you also had Kyle scheming up the right plays.
Right.
Now Kyle schemed his ass off, to get those dink and dunks and everything to work, and the timing of all that was together. Even getting Kittle in the mix from time to time when he needed to. But when does Trey get that? When does he get schemed up and coached like that?
Let me ask you this. Which quarterback will have more success without CMC being on the roster?
Right. Good question. Well, I want to get to Mr. G real quick because he's killing it tonight, man.
Or a better question, which quarterback will save mileage on CMC more effectively?
Trey.
Exactly. Yep. Good question.
Yeah. But see, because Trey can also use his legs. But then again, we don't want Trey using his legs just because he can.
But it's the threat of him.
It's the threat. It's the threat.
It's the fact that he's there.
Because you engage.
You can't stack the box.
Right.
Because he'll throw that shit. You literally have to pick your poison with Trey. I mean, you don't know how bad I wish he didn't get hurt last season.
I mean, it's automatic that DN is going to have to stay home when Trey is handing the ball off or engaging to or not hand the ball off to CMC. DN is going to have to stay regardless. They got to honor that, and that's going to leave holes open for CMC. That's the luxury that you have with a mobile quarterback like Trey Lance.
Right. And my thing is, I want Kyle. Listen, man, don't you have that same energy for Trey, meaning you give him scenarios where he could dink and dunk. Give him that too. Let him play. And I like what Mr. G says here. Okay, he's team Trey with the rest of us. I'm digging that. All right. But also stop running him. Let him play football. Stop running him. Let him play football, man.
Yeah, I mean,
let him be a quarterback. Let him play the position you drafted him to play.
Give him the Jimmy and the pretty treatment, man. Don't use his legs on situational, situational downs.
You got about 4 bodies that can run the ball. You got Mason, you got
Mitchell,
Davis Price. You got running backs, man. You don't have to run Trey like that.
You got Debo.
You got CMC. You got guys that can run the ball. There's no need to run Trey like that. And I guarantee, I just feel it in my bones, man. If you scheme right and you let these guys who are supposed to run the ball and let Trey stay in his lane, you'll get a lot. I think you'll get a lot more production, man.
Now 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1, 7 yards from the end zone, 5 yards from the end zone, 3 yards from the end zone. Yeah, you can use Trey for it.
You can use Trey for that, right?
Right. But
like the Trey the play he got hurt on. Come on, that shit should have never been called.
Right.
I understand, you got people looking back at the video saying, well, this guy whiffed on the block. These guys messed up. How about the play being called was where he messed up?
Right. You don't rush a guy on no 3rd. You don't have Trey run on no 3rd and 13, 3rd and 8. I mean, I get it. He has a big body. He did it in North Dakota State, but this is the NFL, bro. Like these train collisions when you get hit. Like, come on, man. Like, just use him on situational purposes. Just not.
That's it. Like you say, situationally, man. Don't just throw him out there for the sake of throwing him out there. Like, the Arizona game. How many times did he run quarterback power?
Shit, about 30, 20, 25, 30.
He had the boy, poor mama in the damn store. She just covering her face, man. Like, what is he doing? What is he doing with my son?
Now here's a theory. Because of his shorter windup now,
right?
Maybe he'll have to scheme more plays of dink and dunks now because you can't use that as an excuse anymore.
Well, I think Kyle lost his damn mind against Arizona. I think he thought he had Lamar Jackson out there. And not Trey Lance. He literally had this boy snapping the ball and running. Who does that shit? Lamar Jackson.
But Trey's finger was hurt at the time too. So I'm guessing Kyle was trying to protect that finger. So I guess he couldn't find no other way to use Trey.
But he still made key passes. We just got to fall back because of penalties.
Right.
Right.
They could have won that game.
They should have won that game. In the Arizona game they lost, they should have won. Debo finally got got going and got in the end zone. But that's the thing. Keep giving the ball to Debo. Eventually, Debo's gonna make a big play. You see it every time. Look at the game against Chicago with Jimmy G when Debo ran for that. What he had, like that 80-yard scamp off of a screen. Like
he saved Jimmy G's career.
Yes. He ain't got to save Trey's career, but let them boys get out there and rock together, man, and dominate.
Right.
You're not using all your assets, man. You're not using all your assets properly. But what I want to do here, fellas, I want to get into the breakdown of each quarterback.
All right.
A little something I put together, a little graphs. We can look at the actual numbers, man, and we can talk from a factual perspective. We're not, like I said, we're not lazy with our content. We do our due diligence. We do the work to bring you quality content. All right. So let's start off. Let's start with Sam Darnold and work our way down.
All right.
All right. Mr. Darnold.
Well, he did have a good year last year. They won 4 out of their last 6 with him.
Right.
But again, they had a chance at the playoffs, and he did not show up.
We're gonna loop it here. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't set the loop longer, but this was kind of a rush job. But I wanted to put the numbers on the screen so you guys can actually see it.
So his best year statistically, if you take away last season, was 2019.
2019, right? Where you had over 3,000 yards, 13. Look at
every year the interceptions are double digits.
Jimmy threw 14 that year, so Jimmy was right behind Jimmy.
Right. The only reason he didn't have double-digit interceptions last year is because of the few games he got to play.
Look at his career, 55 interceptions for a career. That's horrible. If you actually divided it, that's more like 11 interceptions a year per year.
Yep.
And that's a lot.
Way too.
And this is the guy that's supposed to I don't get this fan base, man. I don't get it. I swear I don't get it.
Nope.
All right. Next up, we're going to go Brock. Of course, he doesn't have, and don't get me wrong, man. Don't get me wrong. Brock is going to be that guy, man. I mean, he's a hell of a quarterback,
He is.
He's a hell of a quarterback. I take nothing from Brock, and I just want everybody to know the Real Talk 90 Talk crew take nothing from Brock. Got nothing but respect for the kid. The kid got game, man. We can't take that from him. 13 touchdowns. Come on, man. The boy's balling.
You can't say anything different.
Yeah, and I can imagine what his numbers will look like in 5 years. I don't think they'll look anything like this dude before him. Darnold.
No, I don't think anybody will be that bad.
Bad as Darnold. And we got Trey.
And this is over 5 total starts.
Yeah. 5 touchdowns. A total for his career, 3 interceptions. It's not bad, man. 84.5 QBR rating. And you wanted to throw that away. This is 2 games now.
And these are just passing stats.
In 21, we're talking 2 games. Those are stats for 2 games.
Right.
I don't see how you throw, you look at the numbers and throw this kid away. How do you look at those numbers and throw the kid away?
It beats me. But
right.
Some of this fan base.
Yeah, like 49er daddy. Trying to set your tone with Trey Lance at QB is crazy. Okay, so Sam Darnold is that makes sense. Come on, 49ers daddy. You put it out there. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So it's crazy to start the season with Trey, but Sam Darnold is that makes sense. A literal turnover machine. That makes sense. That's what that dude is, a fucking turnover machine.
I don't know what realm you start Sam Darnold over anybody in the NFL. Not just this team, anybody.
Oh, man. Unbelievable. So 49ers daddy, help us understand, man. Please help me understand. If not Trey, then who? Brock is not coming back. That boy is not ready to come back. And he's not going to, I'm not mad at him. He's not going to put his career at risk.
Our brother, the light-skinned assassin is here.
Neon Dion, 90 Game Podcast. Let's give it up for Neon Dion, y'all.
And I agree with you 100%. USC quarterbacks are basically trash.
Yeah, well,
Liner didn't last. Sam
yeah, and Neon
Darnold
Dion is
pretty much on his last leg.
Neon Dion is a kindred spirit of Real Talk Niner Talk, and we know that's what it is, man. We know that's what it is.
We know.
Fortunately, and I'm going to limit to say I don't think that all non-black people feel this way. I'm not saying it's all of them, but there's a good percentage of this fan base. We have an element in this fan base that really feel that Trey's just worthless, and that's sad to me. That's sad. So what'll happen? It'll take us to Trey away. He goes somewhere else, become a phenomenal, become a damn stud, and we're sitting back.
And then
yeah,
what?
and then what? So let's say if Purdy doesn't turn out to be what we thought he was going to be. Let's say, God forbid, that elbow gets hit again and he's done. We're deaf for Sam Darnold.
We definitely hope that doesn't happen.
No, I want 49ers daddy. I want him to answer this. I want him to answer this. Well, while you were away, Dollar, we did have a comment that it's crazy to start our season with Trey Lance.
Oh, what did he say?
Where's the brother? Where's he at? I ain't even gonna look for him. I just want him to come out. We're addressing his comment. Come out. We ain't arguing with you, brother. We ain't gonna block you. We're not gonna do none of that.
What remember what he said?
Let me go back and find it. 49ers. There it is.
Trying to set your tone with Trey Lance at quarterback is crazy. How is it crazy?
Yeah, okay. I don't get it.
I mean, I don't get it. See, that's why people I can't understand why people say remedial comments. Like
insane, man.
Like think about what you said. Brock Purdy is out, right? He's gonna be out, right? We don't know when he's coming back. Maybe earlier part of the season. Right. So all you have is Trey Lance and Brock and Sam Darnold. Now Sam Darnold has over 90 turnovers. 90 turnovers in 56 games. So what is you trying to say?
Show the numbers.
Is you trying to say that Sam Darnold needs to start? Because if he starts, we're not winning any games. We're not. So this ain't about setting no tone for Trey. We just spitting the obvious. Trey Lance been in the system more than Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold just got here. Trey Lance been here since 2021. He's been in this offense, so he's ahead of the learning curve.
And not even that. I'm sorry, Dollar, but he's a better talent. Period. He's a better talent.
It's common sense. Like that's why I say the common sense ain't common to people right now.
Yeah,
man.
so common
I don't get it, man. Like people just say stupid stuff. Like, bro, like.
So what's the solution, Sam Darnold?
He couldn't master the systems he was in already. You're expecting him to get house system like that?
I don't get it, brother. I don't get it, man.
People just say stupid stuff just for attention, man. Like, come on, man. You grown. You're not in child care. Come on, man.
Yeah, well, he wanted attention. He got it, because that was damn sure some asinine shit if I've ever seen.
That's stupid. That's remedial. Like, come on, man. You better than that.
So for all these people who so anti-Trey, what's the solution? Surely it's not Sam Darnold. And if you're saying it's Sam Darnold, I have to say it's got to be other factors, things that's factoring into that decision.
Right.
Because Sam Darnold has shown nobody nothing to believe that he's going to turn this organization around. He's shown nobody nothing to show that he's going to turn around as a player.
I disagree. He has shown enough that he's going to turn the organization around into a losing organization. That's what he's shown his whole career.
Right. Even at USC, I didn't think he was great there. Nope. But moving forward, guys, let's talk about the draft a little bit. There's some, like I said, this is one of the weaker drafts, but there are some guys that I, looked at, and say, well, I think the focus is really going to be on that O-line. I see us maybe going edge here or there, even though I've seen some edges that I really liked.
There are a lot of edges,
a
lot of wide receivers.
Yeah.
The one guy I was looking at, he probably will not be available when we get to pick. That's that tight end out of Iowa.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're talking about Laporta. Yeah. Well, this is
yeah. I think he'll be gone by minimum second round.
Everybody wants a version of Kittle. and that's what he's like, another Kittle. And everybody who's not going to want that. This is Byron Young. He's a defensive end out of Tennessee. Like him a lot.
Yeah, he did some work for Tennessee. They were up there in the rankings for a long while this season, to the surprise of many.
Yeah, I like that. I like the guy a lot. I like his footage. So, you guys get a chance. Byron Young out of Tennessee, guys. Definitely go to YouTube, check out his highlights. Let us know what you think. You can come to our community page. We always posting stuff there, and we can get into some things. You don't have to wait till Wednesdays. Like I say, where our YouTube community. You're more than welcome to come there and leave comments or start discussions. And we start a lot of discussions there as well. And we're going to actually talk about the draft and post more of these guys. There's a Jew put me onto a guy out of a corner. I think we'll definitely be looking for more cornerback depth as well.
Yes.
This was a guy Jew mentioned, Darius Rush.
From South Carolina?
Long lanky out of South Carolina. Yeah, that Darius Rush.
We've had good luck and bad luck with that school. We got Debo out that school.
Debo out of there.
Kinlaw out of there. And then that running
back. Yeah, Lattimore with the back. Yeah. We were reaching with that one.
Yeah, we were.
He was a great running back, but that injury was just too horrendous to come back from.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Very brutal. Well, I just want to go. Y'all know every year I got my guy. Every year there's, I got my eye on somebody that I like. Like I said, this is one of the weaker drafts, so I know we're going safety. I know Gibson is not going to be around forever. He's looking to retire soon. And I think this guy here, Sidney Brown out of Illinois, he's Hufunga-ish. He's a ball hawk. He's all over the place. He's a pretty good hitter.
You always use that.
Yeah, so I like him a lot. I'll give you again. That's Sidney Brown out of Illinois. Definitely check him out. You definitely want to check this brother out. We also got another guy here out of Cal. Okay, Daniel Scott.
Yeah, he's got talent. I've had a chance to catch a couple of Pac-12 games with him there.
Yeah, I watched one of his games. Once because I don't just go to the highlights. Even though we put the highlight reels together for the preview show, I actually watched the game, watch a few plays, man, and Gina's got pretty good. And they're deep in at defensive ends, man. Safeties. We got another brother here out of the Ohio State, Ronnie Hickman. I was also impressed with his footage. Very impressed with his footage. But
they're just trying to find lightning in a bottle with that other defensive end because we're pretty set with both on one side. We're just trying to find that.
Yeah, well, we lost some guys. So I mean, these guys are depth pieces, guys that could possibly. Actually, I like the kid. I don't have his visuals here, but I like the kid out of Michigan, Mike Moore. Like him a lot.
Mike Moore,
6'8", very agile, all over the place. He's really a traditional, defensive end. Even though they have him playing linebacker at the school.
Right.
I don't see him playing linebacker in our system. Our linebackers have to be able to cover downfield. He's not that type of
no.
He's not even that type of build. He's kind of like a more agile version of Eric Armstead. He's about 6'6", 6'8", big dude, but he bull rushes the quarterback. That's what he's good at, getting to that fucking quarterback. I love his energy. He does this fist thing after he I think you're gonna like his highlight reel. You're gonna like his highlight reel. He's definitely, in our 4-3 system, he's definitely an edge. Not this guy, not Ryan Hickman. This is the guy you like, Sam Laporta.
Yes, that's the tight end.
Yeah, bad boy, man.
That should be considered tight end university with Kittle, Hawkinson.
Yeah,
that they produce, and you never know it because they're a running team.
Right.
You never know about their ball skills, but
yeah, they're not bad, not bad. Like I said, we got some stuff coming for the draft show, next week. So definitely make sure you guys tune in. We may even start an hour early, just so we can get all the videos in, all the highlights in. I got about 30 guys.
The guy I'm looking at is an offensive tackle that I think we can actually get.
Right, and these are guys that are supposed to be there third round.
Jalen Duncan out of Maryland, I think he will be there the third round.
Okay.
You can convert him to right tackle, and I think he can start right away. I'm just not comfortable as the 49ers organization is with McKivitz at right tackle.
Right.
Because I think if he could have been the right tackle, he would have beaten McGlinchey last season. And that did not happen.
Well, I think this guy that they're so high on, because I've seen him on quite a few boards, mock boards. This guy to BYU, and to me, he's McGlinchey 2.0. I don't like him at all. Blake Freeland. I saw his highlights. You'll see next week.
I think he's going to.
I wasn't impressed.
I think he's going to be gone anyway before we get a chance to pick him.
I've
had
impressed.
a chance to see him.
I was not impressed.
Great run blocker. Again, can't pass protection is questionable.
Well, I saw his highlight reel. Like I say, I really look at that stuff, man. And he's going to have problem with speed rushers coming off the edge.
Yes.
He ain't it, man. He ain't it. Trust me. He ain't it. This brother here, I think he's solid. DeJuan Jones, I think he's solid, but I don't know if he fits our, Kyle likes his, I don't think he's fast enough on his feet for the run scheme.
Nope.
So I don't think Kyle will go for that. But is he solid? Yeah, he's solid now. He'll he can buy you some time, in the past.
He better be able to, playing at Ohio State.
Yeah, so he's not bad, man. But like I say, look out for my guy, y'all, Sidney Brown, safety, Illinois. I think he's Jimmy Ward's replacement. He's Gibson's replacement. And I'm talking long term. Young brother too. He's Hufanga-ish, not just in his look, even in his style of play. Like he's all over the place. He's a ball hawk. He's a hitter. He's a wild boy, man. And I may be reaching when I say this, but he's what's my man from Seattle? The safety they got out of Seattle. What the hell is his name? They got from the Jets. What the hell is his name?
Right. God, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, it's not coming to me, man. Help
just
us out.
Came last season.
Yeah, he got injured last season. Safety out of Seattle. He's kind of like him, really active. All over
Jamal Adams.
Jamal Adams. Yeah, he's kind of Jamal Adams-ish. Ish. All over the place. Like I said, I don't know. From the eyebrows up. That's yet to be tested. I don't know exactly how cerebral he is,
right?
With the game, I don't know, because highlights make everybody look good, but the ability is there, the athleticism is there.
That's where you start.
Yeah. Emiliano Dion, thank you guys, man. Thank you guys. Yeah, man. But definitely, y'all get a chance, man. Look at some of these guys, man. We're gonna be showcasing them next week on our 49er. NFL draft review.
Yes, indeed.
Hopefully you guys can get on in and rock out with us, man. And we may hit. We've hit on some players. We hit on Drake Jackson. We had Drake Jackson last year. We hit on we
definitely did last year.
Yeah, we hit on we even hit on what's my man from Mitchell. Remember, Mitchell was my guy. I was like, listen, man, this guy's gonna be a bull. I said, this guy here is gonna be he's gonna be our bull horse, man. He's a guy. He's our bulldozer.
And of course, our guy Jason Poe made the squad.
Yeah, our little brother. Yeah, like I said, we've hit on some stuff over here. We've hit on some stuff over here. And we also believe in doing real, actual footage of the guys that we recommend or that we think, might be, selected or what have you. Like,
right.
The mock draft thing is cool, and I ain't trying to knock on nobody, but the mock draft thing is cool. Anybody can get a computer-generated list. I mean, we could do that, but we actually put the work in and actually try to bring quality content. So we appreciate all you guys for tuning in and watching us. I know it's getting a little late. Y'all know I'm on the East Coast, so it's getting late for me. Brothers out west. I know Dallas. What's you, Dallas? You're an hour behind me, right?
Yeah, he's on Central Time.
Yeah, it's yep. He's right. Yep, Central Time.
So he's 1 hour behind me. Yeah, I know Dave. You're 3 behind me.
Right. It's only 5:30 where I'm at, or coming up on 5:30.
Yeah, it was 8:22 here. But you guys know the deal. Like we always end every show, You have anything left to say? Say it now or forever hold your pizzies.
Man,
I'm just
want to
looking
say,
forward to
man.
the Oh, go ahead.
No,
Go
no,
ahead,
I
Sersky.
was just saying. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah. I was just saying, man. Hey, man, just everybody just calm your horses, man. Like, come on, man. Like I know it's crazy, man, with this
Yeah,
quarterback
this
stuff. I know.
Darnold shit is just.
Yeah, it's. Hey,
That shit is
man.
just. Yeah.
Let's just
let
let it play out, man. I mean, I know this whole situation is crazy right now. We don't know what's going to happen these next few coming weeks. Like anything can go down in the draft, so we
Right.
just have to just wait and wait until the draft and see what happens, man. Man, you never know, man. I mean, look, I know it's crazy. And I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. 49ers could be an unpredictable team. They could come out and do something out of nowhere.
Very.
You never know. They might say breaking news for Aaron Rodgers coming to the 49ers. You never know. But I mean, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah,
I know it ain't going to happen.
with John Lynch in office,
But
who knows?
with John Lynch in office, man, anything can happen, man. John Lynch is one of these different GMs that just kind of does things out of left field sometimes. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But man, let's just you know what I'm saying? Let's just relax, calm down, wait until the draft.
Right.
Enjoy the draft. Enjoy the draft.
And you know what, Dollar? To piggyback off that, I even want to say that to some of these content creators. Oh, y'all motherfuckers, just chill out, man. Take a breath.
Man,
Count to 10. Walk around. Take a walk around the block.
Yeah,
I said this. I said this the last couple of seasons. I'll say it again. Unless the news is coming from Barrows, Jennifer Lee Chan, or one of our reporters, don't waste your time with it.
Right.
It's not happening.
Okay, Mark Cisneros. We're gonna switch it up a little bit. Boxing. Tank all the way, baby.
Yeah,
I'm going to Tank, man. I gotta go with Tank, man.
I got Tank in 9. I got Tank in 9.
I got Tank. Yeah, I think Tank will take him out in less than 10. The only thing I will give Ryan Garcia is this: what I give every fighter, a puncher's chance. If he could luck out and catch Tank with something that Tank don't see, that's his only shot. If they gonna actually sit there, go toe to toe, round for round, Tank gonna beat his ass up.
Mm-hmm.
And I admire both those guys because, in case anybody hasn't heard, they are putting a side bet where the winner gets the loser's purse in addition to their own. That's a lot to give up.
Yeah.
And at $85 per pay-per-view.
Hey, man. Well, look, man, on that note, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. First and foremost, I want to give a big shout out, a big thank you to the Real Talkers. Thank you guys for coming out, supporting us, and rocking out.
Oh, okay.
This very spirited discussion. Quarterback Carousel.
No, you welcome around anytime, man.
Talk with the crew. So let's give it up, y'all, for the Real Talkers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Also, I'd like to, give a big shout out, to our partner in crime. Get 'em, boy. All right.
Get 'em, boy.
In Real Talk. Partners in crime, man.
Get 'em.
Yes.
That's how we do. That's how we do around here. And like we always say around this time, what's my line? I'm sorry, I keep forgetting it. Stay faithful.
Stay
Stay
real.
Stay real. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'll let you take it over, Dave.
You know what?
Out of here, man.
420 is coming tomorrow, so
yeah, 420. I may have hit my 420 a little early.
Right. All right. for
I got it.
Jew
Stay
and-
faithful, but more importantly, stay real. Because if you're not real, makes no sense to be faithful.
Right.
There it is.
Get
All
us
right.
out of here, Dave.
For our brothers Jew and Kev, who couldn't be here this broadcast, they will be back next week. As always, we want to thank y'all for rocking out with us. This is show 2 in this season. We got the draft coming up next week, and the season schedule May 11th. So that's going to be a big
Yes,
one.
sir.
So stay tuned because you never know who's going to show up on the show. Sersky, thanks once again. Don, with the production, thank you once again.
You got it, man.
We
We'll
will
be back
see
next
y'all
week.
next week.
That's right.
Till
with the
then,
draft review.
you know what it is. Niner gang over everything.
Peace.
To the Trey Lance haters. Shut up and wait for the next game. That.
There ain't a writer in the world that could word it this wicked. Gary Goodrich, jump up in the ring and just kick it. Roundhouse foot to the jaw. Roundhouse foot to the jaw. Smooth operator, chop a hater down. Silence the sound, hot potato on the pound. Knock him out of bounds.